Hello, everyone. My name is Holly, and during this hour, we are going to talk about learning English. So, I hope you all can join us as we talk about this topic that are near and dear to many of your hearts. So, hello, Sabrina.
Hello, Holly. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. Good. Have you had a good day?
Uh, I believe I stressed today, but now it's okay.
Yeah, and it's now 10 p.m. in Brazil.
Yeah, it.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. All
And
right.
your day?
My day has been it's been very good, but it's been also been very long. so so yeah, I started a couple hours earlier than planned. so that's one
Wow.
reason. So
Mm-hmm. It's
um,
typical.
yeah, it is pretty typical. so yeah, um, but yeah, it's good and. Oh.
You have a lot of classes in the Verblin, no?
Yeah, I do this week. so next week I won't have very many. It really depends on. I have Verbling is one of my many projects, and so it depends on what I'm doing in other projects. So if I'm busy with other projects, I only do a few, some hours, and so it just depends. So lately, I've been teaching a lot more on Verbling and a lot less elsewhere, and so it just depends. Every week is different. so every month is different. So hello, Jefferson. How are you?
Hello, teacher. Hello, Sabrina.
Yeah,
I'm fine, thank you.
good, good. Nice to see you. So how has your day been, Jefferson?
My day is it was a little
Uh
tiring,
huh. Uh huh.
because the work was, I have got a lot of work to do, but
Mm.
I think it's not a bad day. It's
Mhm.
just tiring a little. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah. Me too. me too. I've had. I'm just like I'm very tired. so just got that way about an hour ago. So you guys will make me really energetic, and so Alejandro, how are nice to see you again. So I've
Hello,
been
nice to see you.
yes,
Yeah.
he was in my last class. So I was just
Oh,
asking everybody else, how has your day been? So how was your day? So it's almost over, Alejandro.
sorry. My day was good, I think.
Mhm.
A lot of work today.
Mhm.
I finished my work and come here for the classes.
Uh huh. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. All right. And good. And we have Diana. Hello, Diana. Diana, are you there? Okay, so I'm pretty sure as her computer is probably loading. So the topic for this class is learning English. As you know, it's near and dear to all of our hearts, right? so mine is teaching English, yours is learning English. So the first question I have for you here is, how long have you been studying English? So Sabrina, how long have you been studying English? Hello?
Hello. How long?
Yeah.
Uh, I believe 10 years, but I didn't study. I went to the class and I study only in this time. So nowadays, I really study, so I believe 1 year.
Okay, so you're saying 10 years, 10 years of study, 10 years, but 1 year of actually learning English,
Yes.
right? So, and it looks like my Adobe is collapsing. My
Sure.
computer is tired. These are my nieces. This is my nephew. This is my niece, and this is this was something we did in January as a family. So for those of you who are getting bear with me while I pull up this. You get to see my family pictures.
Nice.
So this was. This is the boys I always talk about. This is the sister and the boys that I always talk about. So the topic was learning English. Let's see if I can find it. I'm like going, oh no. And this is about an hour or 2 hours above my house. Bear with me a moment. What a day. The last class, I completely lost the internet. That's my family after we all went sledding. My mom in the middle right here, and when I was about 5 or 6 years old, we used to live in that community, and so okay, now I know where to go. Bear with me a moment. So, learning English. Okay. Let's open it up again and see if it'll work this time. Right. And Diana, can you speak now? Diana, are you there? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Can anyone hear? Oh, good. Anybody hear me? Okay, Alejandro, you're there.
Yes, yes. I have
Diana,
a problem with my connection too.
Okay. Diana, can you hear me? Can you speak? Jefferson and Sabrina, can you hear?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So it's just Diana. It looks like we cannot hear you. But if you can hear us, just maybe go out and come back in, and maybe it will work out. So, okay. So Sabrina, you said you have been studying English for 10 years, but seriously studying for 1 year.
Yes.
Yeah. So that you've had, basically we can say it this way: you've been you passively studied for 10 years, and you actively studied for 1 year. So, which I think is very very normal. 10 to 1. Okay. And Jefferson, how long have you been studying English?
I've been studying English as I think more or less 2 years, but I've ever practiced because my profession I'm forced to be reading in English, like tutorials or documentations of programming. And I think I have ever got some practice with English, but I did not have so much practice speaking, and I'm doing these classes because I'm trying to make this up.
You're trying to practice speaking.
Yes, and I have a book that IELTS assesses, like tests.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, you're going to be doing the IELTS?
Yes. I think I'm going in August.
Okay.
I will go.
All right. I've been thinking about offering some IELTS courses, not courses but lessons here on Verbling. just because I have some good material with it, but I haven't decided. So, Sabrina, your test is in September.
Please, I need this.
Should I like offer it like at this time every time I teach, do an IELTS at this time? So, I've only done one IELTS class, and that's like in the afternoon or something like that. So, hello, Martin. How are you? And hello, Ozma.
Hello,
Teacher.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm excellent. Are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm getting better. You guys are starting to energize me a little bit. So, Ozma, you snuck in there. How long were you there before I spoke to you?
Hello, teacher. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Were you there
Yes.
very long before I said something to you?
No.
No. No. Okay, good. I always hate it when somebody comes in and I don't notice them. So, Martin, remind me what country. Yeah. Martin, remind me what country you're from.
I'm from Mexico, but I'm living in Pennsylvania.
That's right. Okay, I always ask you as
Yeah.
well. And then Ozma is also an expat because she's from Tunisia but living in Qatar. But she works nights, and so she's always awake at this time, which is what, 4 in the morning? Ozma?
Yes, teacher. Yeah, 4 a.m.
I always remember you for that reason. So, awesome.
Something strange.
Yeah. All right. So, okay, Alejandro, for you, how long have you been studying English?
Here in Berlin, 2 or 3 weeks, I don't remember exactly. But at the university, in the school, I always study before pass the exams home.
Okay. Yeah, I think you've been at Verbling for at least 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
So, yeah. Because I know that you've been here for I think that long at least. Yeah.
Yes, I remember in Easter, I think. Yes, I enrolled in Easter.
Easter time. Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. Excellent. And Martin, how long have you been studying English?
Sometimes make me so shy to answer that question because I've been studying English for more than 10 years.
10 years? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Mexico, in the high school, we have a English class for 3 years, and after the university for 5 years more. And so I was 2 years studying in Arizona for 1 year.
Wow. Okay.
And I don't know what's wrong with me, but I can learn English.
Oh, you're totally fine. I remember, I've been teaching English for 20 years now. I started in 1994, so it's been no, it's just 20 years. I'm not going to say 21 because that makes me really old. But I remember I think it was my 4th or 5th year teaching. It was when I first moved to Finland. I had a student look at me and she said, "Holly, I have been studying English for 20 years, and I am tired of studying English. I want to use it." And I looked at her and I went, yeah, that's true, because most people are like you, Martin, where you've studied English for a long time, but you've studied it and you know it book, you know the grammar, you know the book, but you don't have a chance to use it. Jefferson, you said the same thing. You've studied it, but you haven't actually used it a lot. So, and Ozma, hello, Diana, and hello, Daniel.
Hey, teacher. Good
Hi,
evening.
nice to see you again. So, hi, Diana.
How are you? Yes.
Nice to see you. I'm glad you were able to come back. So
Oh, thank you. I have had some problems, but I don't know why another laptop, but I'm come back.
okay, awesome, awesome. All right. So Ozma, how long have you been studying English?
I have been studying English for I don't know, maybe for 7 years, but it's not in a row, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
For 7 years, but it's not what?
It's not a row, and it's not excessive learning.
Okay, so it's not. So you haven't studied 7 years in a row, but in approximately 7 years, and basically it was more more passive learning,
Mm,
and not active learning.
mhm.
So
Yes.
active learning is what we're doing now, right?
Yes.
So especially for those of you that come every day to Verbling and are here for 2 to 3, 4 hours, you are actively studying English, and you're going to different teachers, and all of us have our strengths and our weaknesses. So that's great. Daniel, how about you? How long have you been studying English?
Almost a year, probably.
Just a year. Did you study at school or?
Actually, no. I always try to study on the internet because in my country, our private private English schools, they are not so good. You don't have
So
the
you've been
chance
studying.
to really practice, you know.
Uh-huh.
Speaking,
But did
it's
you
always about the grammar.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah. Did you study English at university though?
Just at school, high school.
Just high school. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did study in high school. Okay. But you have been actively studying for about a year online?
Yeah, actually because I always play video games and watch movies
Uh-huh.
and
Uh-huh.
American TV shows. So
Uh-huh.
it's like I'm doing this every day since
All the time.
I
Uh-huh.
was like 14 years old and I'm 22 now,
Yeah.
but
Uh-huh.
I never really put some effort in learning. So I decided
Okay.
to practice and to get more seriously since last year.
Okay, so that again, a lot of times with a passive learning is also with the when you're using internet with English, for example, and you're not actually trying to learn it, you're not studying it. That's what passive learning is. But if you come to class and don't really pay attention, that's also passive learning. So awesome. Yeah, I know. I had when I was in a country, I was teaching at a high school. And they were probably the best students I had ever had. And I had been teaching for about 15 years at the time. And I asked them, why is their English so good? And they said, the internet. so
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. So, and Diana, how about you? How long have you been studying English?
Okay, maybe since I was in the school, but that was I don't know. The learning was very slow because I only learned the basics. Because every year we learned the same, the to be and the to have all the years because people didn't remember the they saw in the last year, and the teachers repeat year by year the same.
Oh,
In the
wow.
university, I had a course to 1 year. Maybe it was an intensive, and I learned more things. I learned other times and other resources, but it was I learned more, but not was very efficient. I think that when I start to work in the company, they had teachers with a school, and the teachers visited the company, and we have classes two days in the week. And I think in that time I really start to learn very better the English. I practiced with native teachers, and I really start to try to talk and to try to understand the listening. Maybe that was my first time practicing really the listening and the talking. And after that, I start with Verbling, and I really think the learning by internet is the best for me. I prefer to stay in classes in Verbling, but not in a school face-to-face classes. I don't like that. I really think I learn more in internet, in the Verbling classes with teachers like you or another teachers that I know.
Yeah.
I really feel that I have had an advance practicing in Verbling. Is my really advance.
It's funny because I started teaching here in Verbling 7 months ago or 8 months ago, back in September, and for a lot of people, I start it's slow improvement, but I start seeing improvement, and it's like, oh wow, you know. So
yes, do you think that?
So and that's really neat. So have always loved live online or online teaching like this. So it's really fun. So, Kako, welcome. He takes a while to load his computer. So, all right. Yeah. So again, for you, it was once you got to the point in school that you had to not at work when you needed the English, it became more important for you to learn it. So right.
Yes.
All right. Kako, good evening.
Hey, teacher. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too. This is the third time today. That's great. So,
yes,
so Kako, how long have you been studying English?
I have been studying, learning English a few years, but in a way not very efficient. Before sign Verbling, my learning was not very efficient, partly due to me and partly due to the methodology, because our English schools in Brazil generally are not so good, because we speak only with we have not the possibility, we don't have the possibility to speak with native English speakers there. And this is the main reason for which I began to learn on Verbling, and I am satisfied with your methodology. The teachers are very competent. The lessons are so varied.
Yeah. Definitely.
I hope to improve my English here.
Exactly. And that's one thing that I think is really great with these open classes. First of all, you guys have you have choices of the teachers, but you can also choose 5 different teachers, and all 5 of us are completely different. You know, we're not, and we have different ways of speaking. We have different ways of presenting information, everything. And then you're all from different countries, which means you have different accents. So then you can, you know, because you in your work, you're not always going to be working with people who speak English as a native language, but you'll be working with people who speak English as a non-native language, like each other. So it's really important to learn not just the native English speakers, but with non-native as well. So that's great. Martin, can you hear now?
Yeah. I think I fixed the
fixed
problem.
it. Okay. All right. Now, well, and welcome back. All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to read an article about learning English, and before that we have about, looks like 6 vocabulary words. We have optimistic, in a matter of idiom, like in a matter of time or in a matter of speaking. We've got to master, a chunk, motivation, and competent. And then the definitions here are a piece, to feel positive, wanting to do something, to learn completely, only, and able to do something, having enough skill. So let's see if we can match these. So let's start with Diana. Yeah, Diana, could you match one of these words with the definition? Are you able to speak, Diana? No, she's having internet problems. Good. Okay. I was like, oh no, she's having internet problems. Good. Okay. Good.
Sorry, I was thinking.
Oh, no worries.
But it's match the meaning with the
definition.
Anything that is okay.
Yeah.
The 6th one, competent, is able to do something or having enough skill.
Absolutely. Okay, thank you. All right, and then now Alejandro, can you choose one?
A piece, a chunk.
A piece.
The first.
A piece, it would be a chunk, yes. I'm like, where's a piece? So, all right, and Daniel, can you choose one? You guys notice I never go in order. So.
Optimistic, to feel positive.
To feel positive, yes. Optimistic. All right, Sabrina, could you choose one?
Master, to learn completely.
To learn completely, yes. Which is what you guys are wanting to do. You're trying to master the English language to a certain point. And Martin, could you choose one?
Yeah. Number 5, motivation. Waiting to do something.
Yes, wanting to do something, okay. And Ozma, could you read the last one?
Yes, only, I think, in a matter of.
Yes, in a matter of. So in a matter of speaking, in a matter of time. So would be only. All right. So let's go on and do this reading practice. We have, I think, 4 or 5 words we will add to the reading. So we will have vocabulary, depends, novels, and obvious. Okay, and I'm going to put this on the Google chat as well, even though half the time I never look at the Google chat. So, all right. So let's go ahead and read this, and as we seek to master the English language. So, Jefferson, could you read the first paragraph?
Okay. How difficult is it to learn English? The answer probably depends on the person you speak to. However, it's certainly... I can go on?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. However, it's certainly pretty easy to get a good knowledge of the language for everyday business and conversation.
Excellent, thank you. Kako, can you read the next paragraph?
Language learning is big business, with bookshops filled with book CDs packs, which have optimistic titles promising fluency in a matter of months. But hasn't one really succeeded in learning a language this way?
Okay, just want to give you a little bit of feedback about the word months. So just to let you know, when I say the word months, I actually don't say the TH.
Okay, months.
Months. So when people say months, it kind of sounds weird. So months. So the H is kind of silent, and say you actually do the NT, months. So, but without the S, we would say month. But with the S, it's months.
Months.
Yeah. Month and months. So with the S, we have it. Okay. All right, Alejandro, could you read the next paragraph?
There is no big secret to improving your chances of successfully mastering a language. A little often seems to be the most common advice. The brain is, we are told, designed to take information in small instant of speaking all weekends, studying list of vocabulary.
Mm-hmm.
It's a better idea to study a few words every day. Carrying a small vocabulary notebook is a great way of doing this.
Okay, excellent. All right, and Ozma, can you read the next one? Ozma, are you there?
Yes, teacher.
Okay.
Excuse me. Mm-hmm. Okay, for some students, setting a goal is important. It could be an academic goal, such as passing an English examination. Alternatively, the goal might be the ability to order a meal in a restaurant entirely in English. Both are worthy aims and can help students with motivation.
Okay, now with this word, academic. So the stress is just different in how you said it. So, and you said academic, like academy. So, but we say academic. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next one is alternatively. Alternatively. Okay.
Alternatively.
Yeah, so this A is more like a schwa, sounds alternatively. Okay, all right, thank you. Daniel, can you read the next one?
Yeah. Students sometimes feel that they are not making a great deal of progress. For low-level learners, progress is obvious. For higher-level students, it's not so clear. A good way of checking progress is to look back at material previously studied. If you're able to understand it, you have probably made progress.
Very good. So, and then, yeah, when you first read progress, you didn't say it right, but then you did later. So, anyway, Diana, could you read the next paragraph?
For students who are serious about becoming competent in English, regular reading is perhaps the answer. The key is reading for pleasure rather than for study. It doesn't need to be heavy-looking newspaper articles or thick novels. Instead, it's a great idea to choose reading materials on a topic of interest. It could be music, cars, computers, anything at all.
Okay, thank you. And Jefferson, could you read the next paragraph?
Whatever methods the student use to improve progress, perhaps the greatest challenge is motivation, rather than the language itself.
Yeah, so whatever the methods the student
Methods.
uses. Okay, and just for reading practice, Martin, can you go ahead and read this paragraph that says there is no big secret?
Which one?
It's on the left-hand side, bottom left, right here.
See it.
It's
Where?
right here. Starts.
I can see your mouse.
You can see,
I
my
think
mouse.
because
Okay, it's the one on the bottom left.
hello.
Hello. Okay,
Yeah.
it's okay. Would you like to practice reading?
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So the bottom left corner? Do you see that paragraph? Just choose any
Yeah.
paragraph you can see. So.
Okay. For students who are serious about becoming competent in English, regular reading is perhaps the answer. The key is reading for pleasure rather than for study. It doesn't need to be heavy-looking newspaper articles or thick novels. Instead, it's a great idea to choose reading material on a topic of interest. It could be music, cars, computer, anything
Okay.
at all.
Perfect. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Now, are there any words or phrases in this article that you guys do not know or you need clarification on?
Teacher, thick novels.
Okay. The best way is go on.
What does mean thick?
Okay, thick is usually big. The best way for me to explain that one is by showing you a Google image. This would be a thick novel right here, right here. Or basically, they're very, very fat if something is thick.
Okay.
Or this one right here. This is another example of a thick novel. Textbooks are usually thick, as opposed to a thin, which is like skinny or small. Okay. All right. Any other words or phrases? Okay. All right. So let's go on. According to the article, are these sentences true or false? Let's correct the false ones. So let's start with Martin. Could you read number 1?
Sorry, teacher. I can hear. I can see now. I have a delay with the audio and video. I think the screen is refreshing after
okay. So
15 seconds. But now I can see the number 1.
Okay.
I'm
All right.
gonna read it. The number 1 is it's difficult to learn and know English to use in the business and conversation.
Okay. Is that true or false according to the article?
Is true.
Okay, it's actually false because it's actually pretty easy to learn enough English, but it's not easy to learn it fluently. But you can learn enough for business and conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah. Jefferson, could you read number 2?
Okay. It's a good idea to study English for a long time at weekends. I think it's false. Because at least I studied in this way for a little time, and I think I was not advancing so much as I liked.
Okay, so So what they say, you're right, it's false, and they say what you should do is a little often is better. So so study for 20 minutes here, 20 minutes there, an hour verbling class here, take some break, another hour verbling class, or whatever, So number 3, Diana, could you read that one?
Carrying a vocabulary notebook with you is a good idea. That is true.
Yes, it is true, definitely. Do any of you guys carry vocabulary notebooks?
Yes.
Or have you?
The smartphone count?
Smartphones count.
Teacher, usually I walk with a book, and it has a dictionary, and every moment that I have a doubt, I open and search for the word. It's
Okay.
very easy.
Okay. And Jefferson, what do you do? Or that was you that just said that, right?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. And Martin, what do you do? Do you carry a vocabulary notebook with you, or do you use a smartphone, or?
No, I check my smartphone.
Okay. All right. And Diana. Yeah. Go on, Martin.
Yeah.
Okay. Diana, what do you do? Do you carry a vocabulary notebook with you, or a tablet or anything?
I have a table note. I don't know how to say pizarra.
Blackboard.
Table.
Yes, a blackboard. I have a little blackboard in my work, and I write some vocabulary every day until I have learned very well, and I erase the last words and write new words every day or every week.
All right, that's a good way to do that. Excellent. And what do you do, Daniel? Do you have a vocabulary notebook or anything?
Yeah, it's called my smartphone.
Okay.
Usually when I'm watching a movie or playing video games or whatever I'm doing on the internet, if I see a new word, I put it on my smartphone. I have a document there that I'm trying to put all the new words I've never seen before.
Okay. All right. And Taco, what do you do?
I don't use a notebook, teacher, but I always read. I always read some ebooks, and that I have on my smartphone, and I have the application of Merriam-Webster on my smartphone too, that I use. I always use, mainly when I am commuting between my house and my job.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Thank you. Ozma, how about you? Do you carry a notebook or do you have another method that you use?
No, for sure. I care about a vocabulary notebook. My notebook is on my smartphone, always, or maybe I can say every day. I note new words that I have never heard before or seen before, and I try to review it when I am en route to my work.
All right. Thank you. And Alejandro, how about you? Do you carry a vocabulary notebook or do you have a different system?
I use plugin, the plugin in Chrome of word reference, and I try to write all the whole sentences, not only the word in my notebook. And I use the sheet write for text or something like that.
Okay, excellent. And when I was learning Finnish, one of the things that I would do, and I haven't studied since I left Finland, but one of the things I would do is I had a vocabulary game, and I'm the type of person I need a game or something, and I had a vocabulary game that I would go through, and you have to move up levels. And this one expat who had learned Finnish a few years before me had made it, and then I started also reading books. And for me, the main thing was just hanging out with non-native speakers of Finnish. I mean, native speakers of Finnish who couldn't speak English. So that was my big thing. It was hard to learn Finnish around Finns who could speak English. So, all right, setting goals can help with motivation. Is that true or false? Kako.
Teacher, what question, please?
Number 4.
Okay. Setting goals can help with motivation. Yes, surely.
Okay.
When someone knows where they want to reach, it is a great there is a great motivation to follow the path. Yes, I agree. It is true. According to the text, either.
As well.
As well.
Yeah. All right. Number 5. Ozma, can you read that one?
Okay. Sometimes students think they are not improving. Yes, that's true.
That is true.
There are some students that they they know that they didn't make a great deal in studying English.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially when you get to intermediate or upper intermediate, then you start wondering, am I learning any? Am I improving at all? Am I going to say the same way or something like that? All right, and Alejandro, can you read number 6?
The writer recommends reading serious articles in the newspapers. False.
Yes. Anything you're interested in is okay. So, so Kako, you are interested in Voltaire?
I am reading is his first book that I am reading, teacher.
Wow.
It's nice. It's a book very, very nice. I am liking it.
Yeah, that's something I would never read. So it seems like it would be too difficult for me to.
It is very, very satirical.
Satirical.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
It is funny.
Yeah, and Jefferson, you're reading Harry Potter's books. I've never read them either, but.
Yes. I'm at the second one. The second one.
Have you already read the Harry Potter's books in Portuguese?
Yes. I've read every one of them. But I think it's better read in English. And I have a lot of time to read in the metro because I spent almost 2 hours and going and backing.
Wow.
And I think that is a good way to use this time reading and in the book has a good dictionary and usually I used to learn phrasal verbs and seeing the examples, and is a good way to learn it. At least I think that. I tried to learn to read in the Dracula, but I think it's too difficult. I got tired faster.
Yeah. It's if you like short readings, if you don't have time, like Jefferson has 2 hours a day to read, but if you like something short, I would suggest getting Reader's Digest in English. The Reader's Digest magazine. Do you guys have that in your country? Because those are actually really simple, easy to read. They're easy readers, but they're targeted for native speakers of English, and so you'll still have the phrasal verbs, you'll still have the idioms, and things like that. So if you don't have time, that's what I would suggest is that book, not book, but a little magazine. Of course, I haven't seen one in years. I don't even know if they still have them. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Comics?
No, Reader's Digest. It's a little magazine.
How can I spell it?
Yeah, I just put it on the Verbling chat.
Okay.
I'll show you what it looks like. But when I was a kid, I used to always read them because it was easier, especially as a teenager. But they look kind of like this. And they're just small little magazines, but they have a lot of they're small, short stories. They have a lot of short stories and short little jokes and things like that. So that's one suggestion that I would have for you. And they have them. You can probably find them in the library and things like that. So. But that is if you don't have time to really read a novel. So, all right, let's go ahead and go on to this discussion. So So let's go to the first question here. Let's start with Daniel. How does English, the second question I mean, how does English compare to your mother tongue? Which do you think is more difficult to learn?
I think it's English because I already know Portuguese.
Uh-huh. So English, is true. So that's very true. How about for me? Do you think, okay, we've got Spanish speakers and Portuguese speakers in here. Which language, and then we also have, of course, Asma, what is your native language, Asma? Is it Arabic?
Yes, yeah, my mother language is Arabic.
Okay, so which language between Arabic, Spanish, and Portuguese is easier to learn?
For me?
For anyone. What do you think, Asma?
Arabic or Portuguese or what?
Or Spanish.
Arabic because it's totally different. For me, because my second language is French, so the Latin, I say Latin language or what? Latin. So for me, English or Spanish or Italian or Portuguese, you know, we have the same words sometimes, but with different accent and different pronunciation.
Really?
So yeah. Yeah, for example, in French, communication in French, but in English, communication. So the just in pronunciation and a lot of words, and also in Italian, like I don't know, buonasera, bonsoir in French, you know. So we can find a lot similar words, but with different pronunciation. But also it can baffling us. It's easier, but also it can confuse. It can also be confusing.
All right, thank you. All right, and Jefferson, do you agree with the advice given by the writer of the article?
Yes, I agree. I think about the way as if you learn English, speaking with someone, I think is easier to learn because you are practicing in active way. I think is at the time is that my problem because I learned in passive way during a lot of time, and I have a difficult to use this when I'm speaking. And most of the times I know the words, but this does not come in the moment that I'm speaking.
Yeah.
It's so difficult to use this actively. I think I agree with this.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And I agreed with a lot of the things in the article. So, everyone, I want to thank you for your participation, and I hope you all have Asma, I guess you'll be heading to bed too. So all of you sleep well when you finally get there. So thank you very much. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.